Hello friends, my name is Matti McLean. I'm a Canadian Eurovision, and today I am ranking the Canada's Wonderland flat rides. Because why not? I'm still a theme park nerd. I'm actually just filming this directly after the other one because I was just like, why not? Wonderland, it's great. It's wonderful. I've ridden surprisingly few flat rides at Wonderland, but I have to. So half of this is going to be my own experience, and half of this is going to be how much I want to ride it and my own personal, what I've heard from other people. So we're going to start with Drop Tower, which is a ride I've never been on. I don't like drop towers, but this year I have decided if I have to do it, if I take my nephews on, I have to do all the rides with them. I'll take a nausea pill or whatever beforehand. I'll go to the tower. We'll have fun. But Drop Tower, it's a classic. I don't know why they changed it from Drop Zone. It's a classic. It's one that everyone wants to ride. It's one that you can ride fairly simply. It doesn't take too long anymore, so that's good. Overall, it looks fun. I will do it one day. It'll probably be this year, and then probably never again. But overall, quality, it's there. I would keep it up there. Lumberjack. This is the one with the axes. Fairly standard, I can't remember what they're called, salt and pepper rides, where they just go around each other with the gondolas on the side and then going through. It looks fairly typical. Again, another one I haven't been on myself, but one that I will probably ride next time I'm there. So, I will say Lumberjack is overall a fairly typical turnstile ride. I would say probably in the C tier category. Not because I don't think it's going to be fun, but because it's not something that's really unique. It's something you can find most places, which I guess you can do with Drop Tower as well, but the Drop Tower has the visual impact. This doesn't have quite as much of that. So maybe once I've been to Wonderland and I've ridden everything, my opinions on these will change, but until then, we'll see what happens. Cyclone. Cyclone's fun. I've ridden this before. It's a very interesting experience. It's different. It's unique. It's kind of hilarious. Definitely one of those odd feeling rides. I know it's a common ride these days, but there is something to it that's very interesting and unique. So I will put that a little bit higher than I normally would, just because I do think it has that little special quality to it, and it's always fun as ever. Riptide, or Cliffhanger as it used to be called. I don't know how to feel about this one. This one scares the crap out of me, which is stupid. None of these should scare me, but they do have the water element, which wasn't running the last few times I've been there, so I don't even know if they still do it. But if they do, I will have to do it at some point. So I will consider Riptide in the top right now. Wonderland does have some pretty good flat rides overall. All things considered, I think there's a lot here that's very interesting, engaging, fun. So keeping all that in mind, it is going to be interesting to see how they do it this year. So, next one is Shockwave. Shockwave's a kind of like one of those rotating zippers in space. So it has each gondola is on its own rotating arm, which is then on a rotating spinner, which is then being spun by the big. It's a lot of spinning, which is one of the reasons why I haven't done it before. I do tend to get sick on those kinds of rides, so I need to just get over it. As I said that last time, I'll take a nausea pill. We'll ride them all. I'll have a more comprehensive opinion. But you can't deny this one has huge visual impact. It's a lot of fun. It's very different. It's interesting. Definitely one that I will try out next time I am there. Next up, we have Skyhawk. So Skyhawk and Flying Eagles. Well, Flying Eagles is the kids one. So I'm going to have to put that, honestly, just at the bottom, just because I don't have an opinion on that, and I probably won't have an opinion on that, because I don't even know if you can ride that with a child, or if it's just them doing it. But Skyhawk, I will say, different, fun, engaging. It has an extra level of challenge to it, where it's just like, oh, how many flips can you do? Can you rotate around it? So, it is what it is. I think that there's a lot of interest there. It's fun to have that interactive, unique element to it, so I think that's worth pursuing. So, overall, I would say it's an A, one that I'm eagerly hoping to try out soon. So, Sledgehammer is just excellent. It is probably one of my favorite flat rides of all time. It breaks down constantly. So if you see Sledgehammer operating, run, get there, ride it, because it is worth it. It's a lot of fun. It's interesting. It's just a classic. It's one that you want to go to while it's there, because who knows how much longer they're going to even have this one. It's problematic, to say the least. But overall, I will say the visual impact of it's stunning. It's such a classic ride, and if you can get on it, it is fantastic. I'm going to put the next two and just be honest. I don't have any intention of ever riding Slingshot or Extreme Skyflyer. I don't want to. Maybe I will one day because I've said I don't want to, but I would more likely to be riding Drop Tower than these ones. So for all that's worth, we'll see. I don't know. God, I don't want to. I really don't want to. Scoring Timbers. We tried to ride this last time, but who I was with, they were too tall and they couldn't actually sit down. So unfortunately we had to get off, and it was I was just like, well, I'm not riding this by myself. So maybe if I go with the nephews, maybe I'll be able to sit down and actually ride this with them and take like longer and have fun with it. But overall, it does seem really interesting. High visual impact. I'm going to just put it in the A category because it does seem interesting. It seems like a lot of fun. And overall, I do think it's worth looking at in the future as well. White Knight Mines. I never like these kind of spin rides because I just don't... Anything that's just like, oh, Gravitron style, we'll spin you around until we get you sick. And guess what? I get sick. So they're not my thing. They're not my favorite. Overall, I appreciate them. Very unique experience, but not one that I will seek out for myself. Windseeker. High visual impact, a lot of fun, a little slow. I kind of was hoping for a bit more from Windseeker last time when we went on it. It is kind of just, you're on this really wonderful little swing ride, and then you go up, and that's it. It just kind of comes back down again. So it's nothing bad. It's fine. Don't really have anything to say to it. They also don't have the carousel here, which is kind of weird. But I would definitely say the Swing of the Century and the carousel are kind of in the same realm. You know what you're getting when you're getting on these rides. They're not god-awful by any means, but they're standard. They're stuff you can find anywhere, so it's not too crazy. I will also throw Swing of the Century in there, but maybe a bit above White Knight, just because it does have that... It's a little bit... It's a classic... but it is kind of lame. You can have fun on lame rides. I will ride this all the time. And it's simple, it's fun, it's basic, but basic isn't always bad. The other basic one I'll throw in there is Viking Rage. It's a Viking ship. It's exactly what you think it is. It's the standard ride. They used to have a rocket ship that would go all the way around. I don't think they have that anymore. I think they just have the ship, which only goes up to about halfway. But like, it's a classic. What can you say? There's nothing wrong with it. It's interesting. It's fun. So enjoy it if you get the chance to go on it. But overall, is it as good as some of the other ones? No, it does show its age a little bit. But sometimes the classics are the best. Speaking of classics being the best, Timberwolf Falls, very standard log flume. Nothing to write home about. In a boat, go uphill, go downhill, splash, get wet. That's kind of it. But that's fine. That's fun. Definitely one to try, especially gets very popular on hot days, which are more often. But if you want standard done well, Whitewater Canyon is definitely one of the ones that I would say all-time classic, super fun, very simple setup, very simple organization to it, but still interesting, still engaging, it's just fun getting people wet, and that whole thrill of the Whitewater Rapids ride, it never goes away. It's a classic. It'll be there forever. It always has a line for good reason. It's just nice. Definitely get a chance to, if you are going to Wonderland and there isn't like a 2-hour wait ride for it, by all means go on. Have fun. It's a good one. Clockworks. Clockworks is a classic spin 'em ride that then goes in and out and tick-tocks like a clock. It's good. It's very basic, very simple, very classic. But I would say it's right up there. I would say it's probably the most popular. It's definitely one of the more popular flat rides in the space. So I'm curious to see how I stack up to the community rank because, as I said, I haven't ridden all of these. It's a lot of impressions and a lot of things that I've heard secondhand from other people. So let's see what people say. They say that the best ones are 3 that okay, their tops are Cyclone, Windseeker, and Shockwave. Okay. I can respect that. I think that they have a similar feeling as I do to Sledgehammer and Whitewater Canyon, which is good. They put White Knight really high. There must be a lot of people who really enjoy that style of Gravitron ride, which is fine. No issues there. Vikings Rage. Oh, Soaring Timbers is not very good, apparently. Oh, they put Skyhawk and Flying Eagles down here, too. Interesting. And it seems like no one's ever ridden Extreme Skyflyer or Slingfest. So the classic ones seem to all kind of be in this category, in the C's, which is fine. So, yeah, interesting to see how I've compared to the others. If you've liked what you've seen here and you want to let me know what you think of Wonderland and the flat rides, please do. I am a huge theme park nerd, and I will... Also, if anyone just wants to go to Wonderland this year, I'm game. Let's make it happen. So, overall, my name is Matti McLean. You can find me online at The Big Shabam on Twitter and Instagram. Other than that, if you like what I'm wearing, feel free to check out my clothing, which is made from my own art on onesheetgeek.com. And if you want to see me keep making stuff, let me know what you want to see me rank or release next, and I will be here. So like, subscribe, do all that good stuff that helps me out, and I will see you next time.